this is our first show this summer, and we are going to Instow. Now, this show used to be on every single year, but for the last 5 years they stopped doing it. It's to do with one of the riding clubs, and this year they've decided to bring the show back, which is just amazing, because the last time I went to this show, which I'm pretty sure was the last show they done, which, like I just said, was 5 years ago, was with my old pony Holly, who was a little 12-2, who was just amazing, but she sadly broke her neck in the field. But when I done the show there, I think I did the first ridden. It was like our first show together, and we won both of our classes, and it was just amazing. She was insane. So we're going back there this year, but obviously with a different horse. And the classes that I am doing today is, I was about to say Ridden Hunter then, that was because the last show I done was the Ridden Hunter, is Show Hunter Pony, so any height horse is. And best rider, because to be honest with you guys, there wasn't that many shows that me and Danny could go into, because they done it this year on like heights, whereas before, like local shows, you could go in whatever you want except from like first ridden. In this show, it was like you had to be a certain height. They either had to be under 14.2 or above 14.2. So obviously the Show Hunter Pony was any height, so I was like, well, we can go in that one, and that's kind of the route I want to go down, because I would really like to get in to my showing. So I thought we'll go down there, and then the best rider was up to 16 years old. That was it, which was really weird. But anyway, Dan's already in the back. He's all plaited and things. I actually plaited him last night. So you know what I do, guys, I plait the night before and then just roll them in the morning. Well, today he come down with most of them out. They looked a right mess, so I've had to redo them. But it took me forever because they kept coming out. I'd plait them and then they'd just keep falling out, and it has took me so long. They're not even the best of plaits. I would say that my C test, they were the best plaits I think I've ever done. These ones are awful, honestly. And I only plaited on Tuesday as well. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't plait for the life of me. I couldn't even do a normal plait. It was a right pain. But he's all clean and everything, so we're on our way now to go and get Molly and Bruce, because they are coming and they are going to do show jumping today, because Molly isn't really into her showing like that. So I think they're going to do the 70 and the 80, but it is currently just gone 7 o'clock and my first class starts at 9, but I'm the second class in, so we've probably about 9:15, 20 past 9. But I need to make sure I get there in time to tack up and warm up and things. And Kirsty is very kindly doing Danny's court marks for me, which I'm so happy about, honestly. So I'm going to meet her there, and I think that's really it, to be honest, guys. So I'm going to stop talking now because this is a really long intro, and I'll see you in a minute. So we're en route. It took a little bit longer to get Bruce in, but not much like that. But he's a good boy and they're completely fine, so I will see you guys when we get there. Okay guys, so we're nearly here. I'm pretty sure it's just round this bend. You'll see all the jumps and everything in there. I just want to add that I'm not jumping today for numerous reasons, really. One of them is because if you see the jumps, they're not the most nicest jumps. They're quite scary. And when I do the 70, the fillers will be under, and I don't really want to fall off with my leg, and I don't really want a refusal when our jumping is going so well at the minute. And another reason is in the pony club test we've done a little bit of jumping. I know it was only small, but it's still a lot, and that's here we are, guys. Sorry, I was just opening the gate and things, so I couldn't do it all in. Oh, so funny. Whoa, what is that noise? There's the jumps, guys. So they look alright now because they're only small. I think that's like, they're going to be putting them down because it starts at 40 or something. But they're going to have the fillers in, and I'm not doing that today. So I'm going to get out now with Molly and that. I thought I would do a bit of a voiceover for the show. So basically when you go into your class, you go straight into like the ring, and then you just walk around all together and make sure that you have space in between you. So if you get a bit close to the horse in front, just do a circle, the judge doesn't mind, and then just come back behind. I had to do that a few times. So we just walk round, and then the judge will be watching you, seeing what you're doing and things. And because I was doing best rider, the judge wasn't really looking at how Danny was going in this class. He was looking at how I was riding and things, because he was obviously judging my riding. So now we're going into a trot, going in to my actual show. So you have to walk away from the judge. I need to get a trot. Now I did actually practice a show with Kirsty a few weeks ago, but Kirsty did say to me that if it doesn't feel right to do on a day, then don't worry about do something different. So as you can see him trotting, he just chucked his head up in the air. I'm going to come along the diagonal to change the rein, because in a show ring you need to make sure that you canter on both reins. So I'm coming back round, and to me, I think Dan's going really nice. I wanted to ask for canter there, but I couldn't get him into canter. And I do know why now, because I had the bottom rein too tight, which was basically like a handbrake. So I couldn't get him into canter then, and then I must have released my rein and asked for canter better and more correctly. And I got him into a canter, and there he looks so good. But I messed my show up completely, because after I couldn't get him into a canter, I was like, oh my god, where do I go? So, the videoing. So then I come back across to change the rein, and Dan wanted to come back to walk. I needed to get him a lot more forward, but because I had the handbrake on with the bottom rein, it was a lot harder, and I didn't realise. So we asked back for canter, which was a better transition, and come back round, and we had a little bit of head shaking. But also when I come back to the class, his tongue was over the bit as well, so I had to sort out that. And then you come back to walk, and you still have to do a few steps of walk, and then you come back to a halt, and then you have to salute. And that was my first show done. So this is my next class, which was the show hunter pony, and as you can see, we're on the other rein this time, and we are just trotting around. Now in my last class, the judge was like to me, he basically just gave me some tips really, to say to loosen my reins a bit, because that's why I couldn't get him into canter and things. So that is what I did do, hence why he's not as much in the outline. But the judge said he went so much better there and a lot more freer, which is obviously really good, although there I don't think he looks as good with his head. But no, he's not got his head right up in the air. He's still nice and steady and things. So just trotting around, I've had to change the rein obviously. And yeah, to me he looks fine. Coming back to a walk. So whatever class you go into, guys, when you first go in, you always walk and trot round. Sometimes, depending on what class you're in, they'll ask you to canter all round together. But sometimes they don't. But the ground was really hard, so the judge was happy for us not to do a gallop. So now, guys, we're actually going on to the show, and I've done exactly the same show as the class before. So as for trot, I definitely didn't have the handbrake on so much, as you will see in a minute. So I'm just coming back across the diagonal, and to me he looks quite good. You might have different opinions, but we're coming back round, and then in a minute I'm going to ask for canter. And the minute I asked, Dan was like, right, okay, and Dan would have been the same before. So I now come back across diagonal in front of the judge to change the rein obviously, and then in a minute I asked for another canter, and the judge was really pleased with me for this, because as you see he done like a little bump, I don't even know what you'd call it, and the judge was like, I wish I got that on a photo or a video, because I proper asked him from behind and done it correctly, and he literally brought out his leading leg like amazingly. So he was like, that is so good. This bit here is our little lap of honour. So we stayed in trot because the one behind wasn't very old, and also the pony wasn't very old either. So we just stayed in trot for that instead of having any accidents. And down. So the next one is championship. So basically, if you get into first or second place, you get put into the championship. With all the other people that's been in different classes as well, if they've been placed first or second. And then it can be different with different people, if I'm honest with you guys. The judge does it differently. But in this one we had to walk round, and then we had to stand still basically and wait for the person in front to trot all the way round to the back until it's your turn, and then you will do it. And then we went back into a line, and then the judge picked who he thought should be champion and who should be reserved champion. So at the minute we're just walking around, we're coming back to a standstill. Actually, in this bit here, Dan was really impatient. He was like trying to not stand still and things, but I'm not sure if it wasn't because of the flags, although we haven't phased him like all day. But I don't know if it's because we were like stood near them and things, and also he had horses just going and he wanted to go, but apart from that he was still really good. So the first person's just trotting around behind me, and Dan was just like, no, just let me go, I want to go. But yeah, now he stood, so he's fine now. So I'm just moving on slightly, waiting for the next one. And as you can see here, this is where Dan got impatient. He's like, no, I'm not standing still. He is funny. Guys, the judge decided who wanted to be champion, and I got placed reserve champion. And it's really funny because the girl that got placed champion, her horse is literally just up the road from me, and I'm pretty sure I said in one of the vlogs her horse is called B, and it's kind of funny as well because they're very similar, like they're the same kind of colour except Dan's a little bit lighter and B doesn't have a blaze, but she done really well in her classes. But we weren't in the same classes together, only championship that we were actually in together. So obviously I've got my rosette and things, and I take it the judge was speaking to the ones behind or speaking to the champion. So I just stand there giving him lots of pats because he was such a good boy all day Friday, honestly. There was lots of small ones, so we just kept it at the trot, but I honestly could not be prouder of that day. He was insane. So guys, it is the next day from yesterday, and I've wanted to end this vlog with Danny, and I completely forgot to do it last night, so I thought we'll do it now. So, and he'll probably be a little bit impatient because it is dinner time, but anyway, I'm going to try and go, thanks Dan, as quick as I can, if he stays in the video. Hey Dan. But anyway, so you guys will have already seen my videos. And like I said at the beginning of the vlog, I done Best Rider, which was my first class, and I've got to say, Dan did go really nicely, but I had my curb chain, because I wear double reins. I'm just going to come this side, sorry guys. I had my bottom rein, it was so much tighter, because I always thought, this is my third time competing with the double reins. I have done it like a few times, like practicing like I did with Kirsty, and I've done it on my own and things, but I always thought however short your top rein is, it has to be the same for your bottom rein as well. But when I come round to do my show, the judge said to me after, he said I just had my bottom rein too tight, so I was putting quite a lot of pressure on the curb bit, which basically for the curb chain, that's more as if you're struggling with a bit of brakes, you pull that up because you have more control. But I did know that was what it for, but I just thought that they had to be the same length, because I didn't think it would look right with like one rein shorter than the other, if that makes sense. But he gave me so many tips. He was like, there were some really nice bits of the show where he looked really nice going round. I just need to slacken the bottom rein and he'll just go so much better with me, and it will make a nicer show. So I come second, but honestly, Isla, she's in my pony club, and she done absolutely amazing. She come first, and honestly, I would have given it to her because she just rode marble so well. She was so good going round. Like, honestly, she definitely well deserved that rosette was for first. Honestly, she did absolutely amazing. Mind my car. Come back, Dan. Honestly, she done amazing. So we come second and he gave me some tips and things, and then I had to wait like 10-15 minutes, and then it was my next show, which was a show hunter. And I've never done the show hunter before class, and I had the same judge, so the man obviously knew what I had to work on and things. So I found it quite hard because I was trying to lengthen my reins a bit longer, but then it didn't feel right, and then I wanted to do them shorter and I just couldn't get the correct rein length. So I just went in just a bit slacker reins and went in to do my show, and at the end of my show the man come over to me and said, oh my god, you done that 500% better. Honestly, the canter that I done going in one of the corners was perfect. He said, I wish I got that on either a photo or a video. He was like, it is beautiful. He literally went so nicely in that second class, and he said, I'm really proud of you, because most 16-year-olds, because he asked me what my age was in my first class and I said 16. Well, I'm basically 15, guys, but my birthday's next week and it just come out of 16. He was like, wow, you're a lot younger than I thought. So he was like, most 16-year-olds or most teenagers wouldn't normally listen to like some, I don't know what the word is, some advice, if you know what I mean. He was like, normally they'd just be like, no, I'm doing it right. He was like, so I'm really pleased that you really listened to me and got him going nicely and everything. So obviously I was really pleased with that, and he said as well that all I need is to practice on lots of schooling with him. I need lots of tuition with it, if I even said that right. He said, and I think you two will go far. And I was like, oh my god, that was just amazing. That literally made my day. We got placed first, which obviously when you get into first and second place, you get put through to the championships. So there was a big group for the championships, and to be honest, the whole day I wasn't even expecting to get placed or anything. So to get into the championship was obviously amazing, and to come second and first was amazing. And we was walking around, and then I had to do a trot to the back of the line, and then we had to stand in a row, and then he would pick who would come champion and reserve champion. And one of the girl come champion, who literally is at Babley where her hat passed, and I think I've showed it on a vlog before with her pony B, and she done a really nice show as well. So they got champion, and then he was like, can you come here please, at me, and I was like, I'm reserve champion. I couldn't believe it. I was like so pleased. So I pulled up and he just said well done and everything, and then we done our lap of honour, and because there was so many little ones as well and the ground was also so hard, we just done trot for lap of honour as well. And also for the show hunter, you're meant to do a gallop up the side of the ring, but the judge did say before we done our show, don't worry about doing that because the ground is so hard, which I'm so pleased he did say that, because it was hard, wasn't it, Dan? So as you can see, I am very happy with that, and for our first competition out since September was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And Molly and Bruce also done amazing too. They done the show jumping and they were doing the 70 and the 80, but it was such a hot day yesterday and it took forever. She decided that she was just going to go into the 60 and 70 because Bruce had already waited like a couple of hours before my class, because obviously we had to get there early for the show. So they done absolutely amazing. They got first place in the 60. I thought they come second in the 70, but they come third in the 70. Bruce flew both of his classes. He's so elegant going around and he looks so smart as well. And I did say, because we didn't want her to feel like, because we'll be waiting around and we've took them and things, that she couldn't do the 80. So it's like, if you want to do the 80, you go in the 80. Don't feel that we don't want you to, because you've had to wait ages for me, so, and had to get up earlier than what she would have. So, but she was like, no, I've decided not to do the 80. So I was like, that's okay, but if you want to do it, it's fine. But she didn't do it, which is fine. And it was just amazing a day. And also something that made me really happy as well was I was waiting to go into my show hunter class and I saw this coloured trotting along the main road, and I was like, I think that's Maisie over there, because Maisie's literally just up the road from there, and I was like, I think that's Maisie. And then I was like, it is Maisie. And I was expecting she was just going to hack past. And I was thinking, surely she knew that it was the show today. So why would you come like down the busy main road where there's trailers? But anyway, she turned in to the gate and I was like, she's coming in. I literally could not believe it. So I walked over to her and I was like, oh my God, Maisie, I literally cannot believe like you're here, because Maisie and Murphy always used to go out competing with me and Danny. We used to take Maisie and Murph literally everywhere, and the last time we went out competing together was back in 2020 August. We went up to Down Farm to do some show jumping, and like I said in previous vlogs before, I think Murphy has got hook arthritis. He is 20 now. So he has been having the hook injections and things, and he's been completely fine. But this particular day doing show jumping, he just was not jumping anything, which isn't like him, because he would normally fly around the 60, and he fell on his knees and things. And Maisie just decided that it's enough jumping now. He was 18 at the time, and with his hocks and everything, she just doesn't want to do it with him, which is 100% fair enough. So she just stopped all the competing together and had his hocks re-injected, and ever since that day they've literally just hacked and things. So that's also another reason why I was really surprised that she'd come as well, because obviously she hasn't been out anywhere. So it was like amazing, and they went into the 60 centimetres and she was just like, I'm just going to see how he goes, like, I'm not going to push him or anything, it's actually for fun, and because it's down the road as well, like it's not like they've had to go far or anything. And they went round and done really well in the 60. And Maisie was also going because one of her friends wanted her to take her pony to the show, who's never been to a show before. So Maisie took Jess, who looked absolutely amazing, and done the mountain moorland and coloured type, I think it was, and got third in both of her classes, which is also amazing. And I just want to say well done to everybody else who was there, because it was literally every time there'd be somebody in the class that we knew. So if I've forgotten any names, well done to you all. I did see Bobby. Well done to Bobby in your 2 classes as well. And to anybody else I've missed, well done to you and nice seeing you. But for now, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.